Well, I hope you had a good Easter. Overall, it wasn't too bad. We've had a couple of systems move through, and everyone's been talking about the huge cluster of storms that made its way across the Central Coast and Greater Hunter last night. So just wound back the radar to show you these thunderstorms. They were a huge, big, long line, and they stretched there right across the Greater Hunter and back over the northwest. Not as severe throughout the northwest. They got a burst of heavy showers, but there was a lot of lightning associated with those. They have now cleared, moving out to sea. Now, this has been a pre-frontal trough, and anybody behind that system this morning would have noticed a real change in the atmosphere. What happened, we had a huge build-up of moisture from the onshore winds. We had a number of days of just perfect dead easterlies, and the easterlies just moving across that warm ocean temperature scooped up a lot of moisture and just drove it inland. That pre-frontal trough, there it is there, that moved through. What occurred, there was a huge amount of cold air in the upper part of the atmosphere that has flown off Antarctica, and that cold air in the upper parts of the atmosphere moved into place, and it collided with that warm, moist air on the surface, and that's why it was such an electrical show last night. So that has moved out to sea, and now the cold air is moving in across the southeast, and it is snowing, and there's plenty of it across the ski resorts. It's the first big blanket of the ski season, so it's coming down hard and fast at the moment. They'll get more snow overnight, and this big polar blast here is going to surge right in across the region. It's our second blast of the season, and this one much stronger than the last. Huge high in behind it as well, so we've got a really strong pressure gradient. That means very strong winds, particularly along the coast. Gale wind warnings have been issued for all coastal waters from Gosford up to Smoky Cape, from Smoky Cape up to Southport. It's a strong wind warning, so very, very strong winds moving in overnight and throughout tomorrow. And this polar blast will move in. All of that cold air will then begin to fall underneath this high, and we'll start to see our first frosts of the season across the highlands, right throughout the tablelands. The inland parts of the Hunter could see frosts as well. So it's a huge high along the coast, not too pretty. It's going to be very windy and showery. It'll settle down as we move through the week. The weekend not looking too bad because there's nothing in behind it. The inland areas, lots of sunshine, but it is going to be quite cold as well. So not fantastic news for the New South Wales school holidays along the coast, but after all, it is autumn, and this is a classic autumn change set to move through.